Hello, welcome to my new series called Drunk Astrology, where I teach you astrology whilst drunk. And for those of you who know me, you're probably thinking, Michelle, you don't drink. I started just a little. Don't worry, it's just a little bit, just until this quarantine shit's over, which who knows when that's going to end, right? Okay, so people often want me to share my astrology knowledge, and I often don't want to do it the exact moment when they want me to do it. So I'm going to do it now when I'm drunk. Oh God, that meant to go the other way. Okay, let's get started. Today we're going to talk about the planets. We're going to take it one at a time. The first is the sun. It looks like a belly button, okay, on the charts when you read them. It's a circle with a dot. The sun. This is the one that everyone knows. This is the one that everyone reads their horoscopes on. This is the one that is your personality, like your true personality, right? It's the thing that is illuminated because it's the sun. It's the thing that shows up the most. It's the most obvious part of you when people see you or if they get to know you. It's your general personality. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. Hey, Michelle, I've met people with no personality. Do they not have a sun? They still do. It's just not as bright. Next. The moon. You know what the moon looks like. It's up there. So the moon, that is your true self. So a lot of astrologers like to say that your sun is your spirit, but your moon is your soul. It's the thing that's deep inside of you, the only thing that you can really access, okay? No one else knows what's going on in your moon sign except for you. So your sun sign is your personality. It's how you behave in the world. It's just what people see. It's what's out there, the thing that's illuminated. The moon doesn't have its own light, okay? The moon is dark. It's secret. It's inward. It's inside of you. So only you know. So like if you have someone that's like happy and bubbly all the time, but on the inside they're really sad, that's like their moon sign. That's like how they're dealing with things emotionally, whereas their sun sign might not be outwardly showing it. Okay? Emotional stuff. Next. It's not a planet, but I'll talk about it next because it's part of your big three. It's called your AC or your rising sign. So that is where it's the sun's horizon, right? It's the rising sign. It's where the sun, whatever, look it up. I can't explain it right now. But your rising sign is your first impression. So it's not your personality per se. I feel like I just said per a lot. It's not your personality per se, but it's your first impression that you give off to other people. So they will see you a certain way before they get to know you, if they ever do, and that is your rising sign. So it's it's the first initial reaction that people have to you. Next. What's next? I'll do it this way. The next one is your Mercury sign. So your Mercury is your mind. It's the way that you process information. It's the way that you communicate information. So it's not just how you communicate and how you speak. It's how you perceive things. It's the inner workings of your mind. So if someone says something to you and you take it one way and the other person takes it a different way, that's your Mercury sign working. Okay? It's not your personality. It's not your moon sign. It's your Mercury, your mind. Right? And Venus. Oh, I guess I could have just erased the horns. But the Venus sign is next. So this is your desires in love. So whereas your moon sign is what you need emotionally, your Venus is what you want emotionally or physically, but that's more of the Mars sign, which we'll get to. But this is the things that you enjoy in life. It's all about the pleasures. So it's not just about romantic partners. It's about the kind of music you like. It's the clothes that you wear. It's anything that is visual or like artistically stimulating. Venus, okay? Mars. So this is your passion, your sex drive, your willingness to do something, your drive. This is the action sign. So your Mars is how you do stuff. It's the doer, okay? Mercury's the thinker, Mars is the doer. Jupiter, it looks like a 4. So Jupiter, this is the planet of expansion. A lot of people like to say that this is the planet of luck, Wrong. It's not luck, it's expansion. So if you are having bad luck, it will expand it. But if you're having good luck, it will expand it. Okay? So it's not luck, it's expansion. But it is blessings. So if you are being blessed with, say, a lesson, blessings also count as blessings in disguise, y'all. So this is why it's called the planet of expansion. So if you do the thing that Jupiter's trying to teach you, then your blessings are going to be magnified that much more. However, if you don't learn the lessons that Jupiter is trying to teach you, the hardships are going to be magnified also just as much. So we're getting to the big planets now, so don't fuck it up. What's after Jupiter? Saturn. Saturn, baby. Whoop, whoop, Saturn. Okay, this is daddy planet Saturn. This is the tough love, okay? In Roman astrology or Roman mythology, Saturn is the god that eats his own fucking kids. He's just like, I'm not fucking playing around with y'all, okay? So don't ignore Saturn's lessons, because just like Jupiter, Saturn isn't going to necessarily expand your luck. It is going to expand the longevity of the blessing. So this is more in terms of legacy than it is of joy or happiness, but depends on who is looking at it and how you see certain things. Yeah, it's did I draw this right? I didn't draw this right. This is what it looks like. This is Saturn. I thought it looked kind of weird. All right, yeah, so this is Saturn. Yeah, tough lessons, but rewarding ones nonetheless. However, you need to do the work with Saturn. Whereas Jupiter, you can get lucky and you can just have things happen to you. Saturn needs you to make things happen for yourself. So if you can't do shit for yourself, Saturn's going to drag your ass, all right? So don't fuck with Saturn. Fuck, I can't draw. Why is this so hard? Oh, I did it. Okay. Uranus. This shit. Okay. I shouldn't call it shit. It's Uranus is the surprise element of life. This is the thing that comes in and shakes things up unexpectedly. Okay? It's the unconventional, it's the unpredictable, and depending on who you are, it might be a good or bad thing. I like to embrace Uranus because I'm an Aries, so I just like the quick change. I can deal with that very well. Whereas someone who might be a Taurus or a Scorpio, someone like a fixed sign, like they don't do change very well. So Uranus is here to shake things up. Okay. Pluto. This is also change, but it's more long lasting. So Uranus, it could be just like a quick change that changes something, but Pluto changes something and it changes that shit forever. So this is the biggest generational planet that you can have because it affects the entire generation for, well, generations, years, all right? It also defines the theme of certain generations. So I don't know the dates, but millennials are the Scorpio generation because Pluto was in Scorpio when this shit was happening, when we were all born. And that has been on theme because look at millennials in our lives and we can't fucking get a house or fucking get a loan or fucking do anything because all this shit changed in the middle of us inheriting it. So that's fucking great. Did I do all of that? That was 10 minutes. Holy shit, fucking lightning round. I hope I said some stuff that was actually meaningful because I probably didn't say everything that I know because I'm just a little out of it right now. Okay. All right. Let's go into let's do the signs, okay? Let's just do the signs. Okay. I'm so glad that I have this whiteboard. All right. Let's do, how am I going to break this down? We'll do it in two halves. So the first, I'm going to do elements. I think I already have a video on elements, but we're going to go over it again. So, fire signs. You like my little flame? Water. Oh. Earth signs. How am I going to draw earth? Oh, a leaf. I'll draw a leaf. And air signs. How the fuck am I going to draw air? Fire, water, earth, air. Got it? Good. Okay. Fire. We got Aries. The best sign. Woo. Leo, which I spelled wrong. I can't believe it. It's only 3 letters. How the fuck did I do that? And Sagittarius. Can you read this? Hopefully. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. Water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, not Aquarius. Haha. Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right, so these are how you view life. Elements are how you see things. The fucking fire signs, we do shit. We go out there and we do things and we experience things and we are the catalyst for things. Water signs, they feel things, okay? They absorb and they can, affect the way that other people feel. Earth signs, they build things. So, whereas fire signs, they do things. They're the initial spark, right? Because fire, sparks, And then earth signs, they are the ones that sustain it. So they have to build things that last. It's not just about starting. They have to grow it, right? They have to maintain it. Air signs, they think about stuff. So they are the articulators. They are the communicators. They talk a lot. And they also, they talk a lot. Sorry, y'all. If you want more info on this, I know I went over it really quickly, but I already made a video on it. So I'll put that down there if I remember. Okay, let's go over the modes. So you got cardinal signs, you got mutable signs, and you got fixed signs. All right, cardinal signs. These are the initiators, right? So, okay, if you think about it as like a flame, I'm going to talk about things in flame because I'm a fire sign. So cardinal signs, it's the spark that ignites the flame. I should have written this differently. Fucking fixed signs are what sustains the flame. So if cardinal signs are like a match, then the fixed signs would be the torch that the flame goes onto. And then mutable signs is how the flame is carried throughout the space, okay? So cardinals initiate stuff, fixed signs sustain things, that's why they're stubborn, and mutable signs move things around, which makes them more malleable and adaptable than the other signs. So there's the lens in how you view the world and how you move about the world, and then there's the action that you take with that perception. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, that was just a mini lesson on the modes and the signs. The modes and the elements. And whatever I talked about before, the planets. Oh, let's talk about the houses now. Boom, this is the wheel of houses. Everyone has 12 houses, but not everyone's houses are in the same position. Okay, and how you determine that is with your rising sign, which you need your birth time, okay, AM or PM, you gotta be specific. Because your rising sign, again, it's the horizon line for when the sun was rising on your birthday. Don't quote me on that. There's a lot better of an explanation and a sober one. So go look that up. But yeah, so your first house is your identity. This is again the same thing as your ascendant. Okay, so your first house is your ascendant, is your rising sign. This is the first impression that you give off to other people. It's how you look. It's how you present yourself, whether or not it's authentic. It's just how you're viewed or would like to be viewed. The second house is your house of personal resources. So yes, money. Oh my God, the lighting just changed. How rude. All right. So yes, money, but also your emotional capabilities, your intellectual capabilities, any resource that is internal, okay? It's not just monetary. It's any resource at all. The third is your mind. It's how you communicate. It's how you, again, perceive and receive and spew back information. It's your house of communication and connecting with others. Your fourth house. You see how it's at the bottom of your chart? This is also called your IC. I forgot what the actual Latin pronunciation of it, so you can look that up as well. But this is, because it's at the bottom of your chart, it's your roots. It's your family, your ancestral line, your past lives. So a lot of times when astrologers are looking at your past life, they will look at your south node and they will look at the fourth house. So your fourth house is your family in the most basic terms. So if you want to know about or just to not know, but if you want to confirm your family life and how you grew up and the qualities that you grew up with, learning about the values that were instilled in you by your family, the fourth house is where you want to look. All right, fifth house. This is your creativity. This is the house of like childlike imagination, of childlike energies. It could deal with actual children, but mostly it's your inner child, your creativity, the things that you find joy in. It's also the house of dating. So it's just like fun, lighthearted things. Is the fifth house, okay? Your sixth house is your house of work and your daily routine. This is not your house of career. This is your work. So it's your day job. It's your routine, how you get up in the morning, what you do, routine shit. But it's also your health. So it's like anything that's in your sixth house, it's going to be indicative of your health throughout your life. So just make sure you're eating vegetables and shit, all right? All right, seventh house. This is across from your AC. So if your AC is yourself, your personal sense of self, your identity. Seventh house is other people. So it's relationships, it's romantic relationships, it's business partnerships, coworkers, school people. It's just anyone, any relationship, okay? It's not just romantic relationships. It's any relationship. It's the seventh house. The eighth house, that is other people's resources. So if the second house is your personal resources, eighth house is external resources. So it's inheritances, it's loans, it's reimbursements, it's rebate checks. It's all the things that are coming to you and belong to you, but it's from other people, okay? Yeah. Ninth house, this is the house of higher learning and of higher consciousness. So it's ruled by Sagittarius. So if the third house is the student, so it's how you learn and communicate, the ninth house is the teacher. So this is intellect. The third house is intellect, but the ninth house is wisdom, okay? It's like knowledge that is beyond your years. It's knowledge that is, like between the lines kind of shit. You can't just like get it from a book kind of a thing. It's your own higher perception, all right? 10th house, this is your MC. So if fourth house is your roots, your 10th house is where you're going in life. I don't want to use the word destiny. Destiny is more of a north node thing, which I'm not going to talk about it today. But if you want to learn about destiny, look up north node. But yeah, your 10th house is more like your path in this lifetime. It's where you're going. It could be your career, but it's what you contribute to the world. It's whatever you're putting out there that is a culmination of who you are and all the lessons you've learned, and it's what you're putting out. So it's like your reputation. It's things that you contribute, okay? 11th house is your house of hopes and wishes, but also your friends and your community. So ruled by Aquarius, it's very idealistic. It wants the best for everyone. It wants everyone to get along. It wants to be friendly. So it's the house of friendships is the 11th house. The 12th house is the final house right before the first house. So if your first house is your identity, your 12th house is your subconscious. So it's everything that you need to clear out, all the shit and the gunk that you need to get rid of before you can become your true self, before you can project whatever it is that you want to project and have it be true. Because a lot of people who have first house placements, they might project a certain image while they never worked on their 12th house stuff. So it's not authentic, okay? So keep an eye out for that one. But yeah, that was a quick rundown on your houses. I would talk about the aspects, but I feel like that needs a whole video on its own just because it's so complicated. But today, all right, let's go over what we talked about. We went over the planets. Check. We went over oh my god, I can't write. The elements, check. And we went over the modes, check. And we went over the houses, woo! So these are the basic things about astrology. I most likely didn't tell you everything that you need to know. But there's a lot of fucking information out there. Google it. But yeah, I hope you learned something. I hope, if anything, this was entertaining. I'm fucking bored as shit. And I want to talk about astrology, but I don't want to talk about it when people command me to talk about it. So watch this video, you hoes. See ya!